Hey, my name is Olivia
I'm
Holloway.
Dr. Courtney Quinn.
I'm Dr. Ventageros.
G'day, my name's Ingrid
My
Albion.
name's Ink.
My name is Kimberly De Sousa.
My name's Dr. Jane
Hello,
Oldsley.
my name is Sepideh Keshambalova.
I'm Lumisha Zobi.
And everybody calls me Sepi.
My name is Gabby
Hi,
Trigger.
I'm
Kate
Eli
Johnson.
Flores.
My name is Mimia Veshafu.
Hi, my name is
Olly
Olly
Dove.
My
name
is Wayne Fan.
I'm
Dr. Beth Fulton.
My name is
Doris.
I'm
Dr.
I'm Lillian.
Peter Cook.
Meredith Castles. My name is Dr. Julie
Hi,
McInnes.
my name is Molly Stewart.
I'm Anna Abella. I'm the Digital Projects Coordinator.
A lecturer in environmental engineering.
A metallurgist.
Senior Principal Research Scientist.
Postdoc Research Fellow.
Senior lecturer in sociology.
Environmental educator.
An electrical engineer. Postdoctoral researcher.
PhD candidate. Staff specialist in neurology.
Human-computer interaction researcher.
Customer success specialist. Lecturer and research fellow in food science.
I thought the gallery would be a fantastic thing to get involved with because I think we have so many amazing, inspirational, but often underspoken, perhaps, scientists in Tasmania. And I think we should really celebrate the work that all of us do.
If I had to describe working in STEM in 3 words, first of all, I would say, because that's really hard.
Oh, this is a hard one.
That's it.
It's a hard one.
Is it 3 words? Wow.
That's actually really hard, I think, just 3 words. But I think one of the key words that springs to mind is creativity. I love the fact that you can think outside the box and think of different ways of trying to answer questions. So creativity definitely jumps out.
If I had to describe working in STEM in 3 words, I would say fascinating, progressive and rewarding.
Creative, collaborative, and problem solving.
I think I would describe working in science as excitement, passion, and hope maybe.
3 words I would use to describe STEM is rewarding, creative, and exhausting.
The 3 words that describe STEM for me would be meaningful, humbling, and inspiring. Because science, you can make a difference in the world, and it's something that you can make a difference on, so that's why I'd choose meaningful. Inspiring because there's so many amazing people out there who do so many amazing things, and I have been constantly inspired by other people in science and what they're achieving. And humbling because we get to really appreciate the beautiful world that we live in. We get to be up close with the animals we love. I love whales, I love devils. I love being up close to those animals, and I like feeling that I can make that difference.
So if I have to describe working in STEM in 3 words, I would say problem solving, collaboration, and passion.
If I had to describe working in STEM in 3 words, would be insightful, evolving, and relentless.
For me, it's very fulfilling because I'm having fun every day and I'm passionate about what it is that I'm doing. And I really enjoy, so it's autonomy because I really enjoy sort of the freedom and autonomy that an academic career provides. And it would be problem solving, which is for me, it's really the crux of working in STEM.
Working in STEM in 3 words, I was thinking about it before. I think challenging would be one of the words.
I think it's challenging.
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 And challenging.
It can be taken as a bad word or as a good word, and there's a lot of demands and expectations, and you have to be, I guess, as best as you can across all the domains, and so to me that's quite a challenge. Challenge is good as well, keeps you on your toes.
I really hope that everyone who visits the online gallery or comes to the in-person event is not only inspired by the things these amazing people have to say, but actually listen to their challenges. Take on board all the different ways that people are fighting their own battles, and basically let them feel like they belong in STEM.
One of the challenges with a career in STEM is research funding. This is a story that really goes across various areas within research. It's not just something for STEM.
So with my dyslexia, I was diagnosed in 2020 at the end of my degree. So that has sort of controlled the way that I view myself as a scientist and as like an intelligent woman.
And another one that is really interesting is the new language, because I started learning English when I turned 30. It was really late to pick up the new language, and still I'm struggling. I'm not ashamed of my accent and my, the mistake that definitely I make when I talk. And I'm proud of that I come and start this journey.
It's challenging to keep research momentum without continuity, and we're still judged a lot on quantity of research output, so that's been a big challenge for me.
Also being non-binary, you also sometimes feel the pressure that you have to do really well, because something that people might see as in not see you as a scientist purely, but also something else as a sort of a side thing that people might have preconceptions about. So being able to stand my ground that, okay, this is me and I'm just trying my best here.
But to stay in STEM, to really see it through, actually took a group effort. So I fell pregnant in my second year as an undergrad, and everyone was convinced that was it, I'd have to give up. But my now husband gave his job in, and he stayed at home to look after the kids at a time when that just wasn't the done thing for men. So we literally had people who didn't know us stop us in the street and say that he was a bad parent for staying at home with the kids, and I was a bad parent for not staying at home with the kids. So we even had letters from the government that said I had to renounce my parental status with the kids so that he could get paid parental allowance. So if we'd ever split up, I would have never seen my kids again. So it was that kind of thing that was a big barrier.
A challenge that I've overcome in STEM, I think, is something that a lot of people go through, which is imposter syndrome. I've always kept really quiet and never really voiced my opinions, and now I see that's completely because of this imposter syndrome. I should speak up. I should speak up to my supervisors when I think I'm being overlooked for some things. I think that's a really difficult thing to learn really early on in your career.
I still catch myself finding it remarkable that I'm conducting data analysis that hasn't been done before, and that my results are going to be used as like legitimate scientific results that could be used to prove other theories or be taught in a classroom. And it just blows my mind that the things that I'm studying and my work could go towards someone's education in the future. And the responsibility of getting it right is just so overwhelming. I'm a massive perfectionist, and with the OCD that I have, it sort of comes into that fact of needing to double check everything, needing it to be perfect. And it just takes so long to be able to be satisfied with a piece of work that I have, which means I often end up not wanting to show things to people because I just assume they're going to find a fault in it.
Critical thinking and communication are essential skills that I have been trying to build up and strengthen over the years. And from my experience, it's even more difficult for the people who are not a native English speaker.
The challenges I've had to overcome to pursue the career in the teen STEM were the misogynistic side of things. It is a huge male-dominated field, so I do overcome almost every day just little snide comments from men, just not towards just me, but females in general.
And often got told I didn't deserve to be in chemical engineering. I should pick up a softer science like IT. A lot of stuff like that. But it's gotten better as I've progressed in my career.
Another big challenge that I've had to overcome is that I actually diagnosed with bipolar, and so that affects my day-to-day functionality, so to say, the way that I can actually approach the job. And it's also not well represented, I think, or at least well acknowledged in a lot of field and a lot of workplaces.
When I did decide to have a go and to do things just because I wanted to, and I described it as, what's the downside in this? You'll still get paid your fees if I go and do this course, and if I fail it, that's fine, you get your fees. And what if I actually do well? You might get another female engineer out of this from a rural and regional town. I think that's worth trying. And the same thing has gone on throughout when I've interviewed for careers in construction, because it's not the norm to have women coming onto construction jobs still. It's still very much a minority. And my comment was, what's the worst that can happen? If you're not happy with my work and what I achieve, that's fine, you can fire me. But I might actually shock you a bit, and I'm something you don't currently have, and what you currently have isn't working for you. Give me a shot.
I think the most rewarding thing as someone in the organising team was getting the individuals in and hearing their stories about why they were in STEM or what their challenges were, and either relating to them or even being in disbelief as to some of the things that they've gone through in their careers in STEM, particularly as diverse people.
In relation to my career in STEM, the thing that I'm most proud of would be that I am in a position to engage with different community groups, such as school children, where I can help create positive change and meaningful change in the plastic pollution area.
I'm most proud of getting so far through my PhD. I think I'm really at the end now and all of my work's coming together. So seeing my papers come together and really that end reward of all of the research I've done and work I've put into my studies so far, I think seeing that outcome is the most rewarding thing for me.
In relation to my career, I'm most proud of the fact that I am able to speak up for women in science. And I'm able to, when I get the opportunity, to sit in the same room as other fisheries scientists and be heard.
I would say that in my career, I'm most proud of the people that I have inspired that are still working towards their degrees. So I have worked with supervising both master's students and undergraduate students, and I love to see their success. And the more that they keep growing in their career and publishing and leading sessions at conferences, that really gives me a lot of gratification, and it just makes me feel really good that I've made an impact in the world.
I'm most proud of working with different type of people, for example, builders, engineers, even tradies, and learning more skills from them.
Of just the fact that I'm here working in STEM as a woman from a minority group, and that I get to push the stereotypes of what a scientist is.
So I've always believed for science to have a greater impact in society in areas such as sustainability, researchers need to be working at the interface of academia and industry. I'm proud of the fact that I've placed myself at that interface, having worked in both industry and academia, and been developing my understanding of the needs and wants of both. I'll continue to do so throughout my career to better serve them.
So I'm probably most proud of how I've adapted my STEM knowledge and used it to communicate science with others. So I really love the task of taking a complex problem or idea that's full of jargon and breaking it down so anyone can understand and basically be included.
I'm most proud of the collaborations that I've made, often with people sometimes inside STEM, but also outside of STEM.
In relation to my career, I'm most proud of how cause I've always been struggling with my mental health, and being able to live with depression and being able to do science, which I love, and push through in a way that is impactful to the wildlife that I work with and research on. I'm really proud of how I didn't give up on that.
I think I am most proud of combining things. So I'm really proud that I've managed to combine a career in STEM with also motherhood. And on the good points, on the good weeks, I feel I do a good job of both of those. There are bad weeks where I feel I'm doing a poor job of both. But overall, I would say I'm proud that I've been able to have a family as well as pursuing a career that I absolutely love.
Most of my career has been working as an engineering academic. So I've spent a lot of time working with students in the undergrad course and also for their honours projects. And one of the things I'm most proud of is when I catch up with those students after they've graduated and I see all the amazing things that they're working on now, or that time in the classroom where you see a student finally get something and they're ready to go out and make a difference.
Hearing people's stories through the photography process
you know, all of the different stories, people's challenges that they might have faced, either as women or, you know, people with diverse backgrounds, was quite a privilege, actually. I haven't done anything like that before, but it was really interesting to meet people and have them open up.
What I love most about working in STEM would be the interplay between STEM and humanity and producing results that actually affect everyday life.
I really love taking risks. That's what I've learned about advancing my career. If you don't take the risks, then you won't really get anywhere. So you gotta like put yourself out there. You gotta do some things that scare you.
No day is the same. There's variety. It allows you to like get your ideas, which are probably just floating about in your head, in actual practice. That's what I like the most.
I think the thing I like most about working in STEM is like the team effort. Like the things that you can do by yourself mean so much more in a project where you add them on to what other people can do. So what you might do might be significant in itself, but then when somebody else knows that bit, it fits into their puzzle and you get that bigger story and have that better understanding.
I find joy in ideas and sharing those ideas with other people that are equally as excited, and then you're having this like really cool moment where you're like, so what? Is this gonna matter? How am I gonna make that happen? What do I need to do that? Why is that important? And I just love that. Like that energy is just like chef's kiss, beautiful.
The things that I love most about working in STEM is I'm one of those people that just likes to know stuff. So being able to close the loop of how does that thing really work, and being a very hands-on person. So as much as I work with theories and I do maths and that kind of stuff, I actually like to just try something and see if it works, which it doesn't always. So getting to meet people from different cultures in new locations, see places. They might be near ancient ruins that I get to see, but I also get to, you know, go diving and swimming in places that lots of people never get the chance. But it's actually finding out how those things work, how they loop together. That sense of discovery and curiosity and just having the answers fulfilled. It is that delight of actually finding out stuff.
Yeah, there's just so much to know and learn and understand. So STEM really just allows you to, I think, you know, that things are, investigate things. It allows you to use and your curiosity, but as I said, I think it's also quite creative as well. So I think it's that combination of things.
The things that I love most about working in STEM is without a doubt the diversity of the work. So I'm an environmental scientist and there is just so many places that I can take that.
I think it's cool that it can keep growing and there's always more. I feel like I'm only really limited by myself with what I do a lot of the time. And we're in kind of this digital age we're just kind of at the beginning and we're learning how technology threads through the curriculum with students, just feeling like there's endless kind of possibilities.
I love working in STEM. I love mathematics and I always have, and I feel really lucky that I get to think about maths every day.
In STEM, I really love those big aha moments when you kind of see everything kind of work out, you connect dots, or sometimes you wake up and be like, I've got this idea. And I really love those moments in STEM. They're just so heartwarming.
It was truly wonderful to get to hear why our participants wanted to get involved in the gallery. The fact that they have such a drive for celebrating diversity and to helping inspire the future generation was so uplifting. Their voices are incredible, and it really was a privilege to get to hear them.
I wanted to be involved in the Diversity in STEM gallery because I think it's important that someone like me is actually represented in here. As both a woman and a first-generation Australian, I want to show that it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, or your experience. You can be part of STEM, you can contribute to STEM, and you can make it your life and your career if you want to.
I think it was a fantastic opportunity to promote diversity and women in science, and I just really wanted to be part of it and be able to share my experience with working in STEM.
I love these initiatives. One of the things I'm most passionate about in STEM is representation. I think it's so important. I remember being in high school and thinking it was so cool when there was a woman that I saw that was working in or like passionate about, like for me, ICT in particular. And with what I'm doing now and everything I do, I kind of hope that I can be that representation for you know, the me's of the past. So whenever I see something like this, I'm like, yes, please, more of it.
So I wanted to involve in this diversity in STEM gallery because I feel like being a female and also being a Muslim female, I don't see a lot of representation in sciences in general and in chemistry particularly. So that's what motivated me, although I was a bit nervous, but I was excited at the same time to be a part of this moment because I felt like it's also my responsibility. If I don't see a role model for myself, but at least I can be a role model for a lot of other girls and women.
I wanted to be involved in the diversity in STEM gallery just to spread the word to other females that there are so many career opportunities available in the STEM field.
I decided to get involved with the Diversity in STEM gallery because I'm a social scientist, and often social sciences aren't thought of as being a science or part of STEM. So I actually thought it was really important to highlight the role social sciences play, that it is a science.
I always like to motivate people to follow their dreams. I think all women should know that they are capable of doing everything that they want. And if they come along and see all this portrait and find out that they are just a normal people, that, you know, follow their dreams, maybe it's motivate them to not stop in any level.
So why did I want to be involved in the Diversity in STEM gallery? Well, to me, science communication is something that I'm really interested and passionate about, and I believe that it's really important for everyone to be able to share their story and their experiences and their aspirations in that. Science, to me, should be for everyone, and when we really highlight diversity, we come across some really amazing people, some really amazing stories, and we can do really amazing things with that.
I wanted to get involved in the Diversity in STEM gallery because I think that's what I call science are a really great group, and this is a really important initiative. STEM still is not generally a very diverse field. Mathematics in particular is not super diverse, and I'm a big believer in representation. You can't be what you can't see, and so sometimes you need to put yourself out there and say, look, I'm here, I'm doing maths, and you can do it too.
I think it's always something that's very intimidating to do and to be involved in anything that's putting you up on show. But I think as scientists, and particularly female scientists, it's something that we really need to do to show how many of us there are out there, how we are a very strong force and we can actually influence change. And if the students or kids of today can see women in high positions or in really influential positions in science, then hopefully that's inspiration for them to go forward and do science and realise that science isn't just with lab coats and safety glasses in labs, that there's a whole diversity of science and there might be something there for them that, you know, is different to what they thought and is definitely achievable as a woman.
I think I wanted to be involved in the Diversity of STEM gallery because I think it's a fantastic idea to showcase how diverse women in STEM are. You know, we've got women who come from all walks of life and get involved, and I wanted other people to see that it's achievable for them.
I think my ambitious hope for what the Diversity in STEM gallery will achieve is an intimate insight into the type of people that work in STEM and just like really on a subtle level blowing some people's mind of like what that actually looks like. And I think I'm really excited to see it all come together and all of those beautiful faces. When I think about bringing the Diversity to STEM gallery to life, I feel very humble because while I had the initial idea, the dream team made it happen. I'm really deeply humbled to have thought that we made it a reality with such little funding, and really it was just run on fumes and love and passion.